We're live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Changing the Lost Smoky Mountain Wilds. I am William Oshani, and I am your storyteller for this Changing the Lost Second Edition Chronicle. And joining me today as we return after a while, it's been a week. It's been a hell of a week. As we return, joining me today, we have Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm playing Cassandra Scott, the elemental polychromatic.
And Austin.
Hello, I'm Austin. I'm playing Frank and Lisa, the beastkin slethopomp / polychromatic.
For a second there, I thought you were saying slethopomp, and I was... My brain broke trying to figure out what that is.
And Drevian?
Drevian, I'm playing Frisian, the Darkling Hunterheart.
And Katie?
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm playing Joe Arbor, the Elemental Notary. And I'm glad I remembered that because I was panicking for just a second.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Marlena Dubois, Jackson Montgomery, who is a Ferris Changeling. It's just always played the same kiss, and no matter which Changeling game you're in, and you'll always remember it. Which is not true because I'm often like, I am a
I trust in my ability to forget things. Don't worry.
Hey,
You're a Shadowland on Wednesday too, aren't you?
No, Draconic.
No.
You're Ferris Draconic. Yeah, Ferris Draconic.
Ferris, still a Ferris.
because I was like, I was just like mentally sending waves to William, just like, don't call on me first. Don't call on me first. I gotta think about this.
It's on your character sheet.
Yeah, but I'm supposed to know it.
I never tried
You don't have to know who you're playing every day.
Just look it up on your character sheet and act like you knew it the whole time.
That's what I do.
And to assume I know what I'm doing.
And as always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights and human rights, eat the rich. Please go out and vote this year. Please prevent the fall of this nation.
Please.
Can't be done. Can't be done.
Look, if Rome could hold on for 300 goddamn years after it was supposed to have fallen.
Where are we at now?
Rome didn't have AI.
So
Yeah, but it did have Nero.
Okay, we have our Nero counterpart.
So
all we gotta do is go to Congress and start stabbing some people. I didn't really mean that.
That was a joke. FBI agents, that was a joke.
That was a joke.
So Rome held on for 300 years. When does the U.S. break into two? When do we become the East and West?
I was going to say,
we already did that. It only lasted a short time because one of the two sides was really ill-equipped for the situation.
Yeah, we don't like to. Like
when do we get the American equivalent of the Byzantine Empire that carries on everything that was Rome but with a different name forever?
It's called
We're
Canada.
gonna be dust by that point. All of us will be dust.
Canada's following us right now, so like, it's just an infection.
We'll probably be dust because we will have been hit with nuclear weaponry. But you know,
this
spicy dust.
Oh my god!
This is a great episode starter.
I literally went out to breakfast this morning with my parents, and they said something about getting older, and so I was like, "It's fine. Thermonuclear war is going to fix that for me."
My friend's 6-year-old the other day told me that she wanted to be an entomologist when she grew up, and I was like, "Oh, sweetie, that's adorable." You think you're gonna grow up?
Hey.
I knew exactly where that joke was going.
Yep.
I knew where it was going too, and I hate it. Stop.
Anyway, now that we've had this wild and crazy intro that might be one of the most off the rails that the Monday game has been. I will not say in general, the Monday game.
No, yeah.
Everybody hide under your desk. It's a nuclear explosion.
Well, we got to start off on a high note, folks.
No, we don't have to hide it under our desk in game yet because Frisian hasn't found his Arcadian nuke.
So when last we left off, the group had a tense evening, and
Everything
a lot
was
of
fine.
things and a lot of arguments happened. And the group split in several directions for the evening to find ways to blow off steam, find places to decompress, and spend time in anticipation of the coming morning where, theoretically, if Tyr's contacts have come through, it will be time to engage in at least a scouting mission regarding the family of fetches that has taken over Joe's former life.
Murder is not
and her
necessary.
husband's former life.
The arbors.
Yeah. So the next morning, where does our camera find first? Who has the first notable activity in the morning?
Go with Frizzy and goes for a run.
Can't remember what the hell I was doing.
Me either.
I know exactly what my character was planning on. It's probably not conducive to the party getting along.
Oh, good.
I think
I would have gotten up fairly early because my character, Frank, feels the need to have a talk with Jackson.
Those always go well.
Yeah, well,
do you have a death wish?
Or a loser. Okay, I can't start singing that song. I will spoil so many things.
let me go ahead and see. I'm going to wake up fairly early because Jackson's a fairly early riser, right?
Depends on the day. Depends on how much he's had to drink.
No new.
I mean,
You did go to get blitzed last night.
that's true.
What time do we have to meet up to do the thing? Is it like an afternoon engagement?
It's whenever Tyr has the information engagement.
So, presumably not that early, because Tyr would have been the one to contact people in the morning if it was.
Right.
Okay. Then I will be over at the house relatively early and see when Jackson or Marlena, whomever emerges first, emerges.
I mean, it'll definitely
Are you
be
stalking
Jackson.
the front door, or are you coming up to knock?
I'm inside, and I would assume the first thing Jackson would do is go down to the kitchen. Because that's historically been the thing.
Yep.
So I'm down there. If Jackson's not awake, I'll probably make breakfast, brew some coffee.
Yeah, it's definitely Jackson because that is not a process you do first thing in the morning.
Yep.
You get your coffee at first.
I can speak from experience.
Very
Mine
least.
is not a drag queen level of doing makeup.
So I will. So I don't know when Jackson will wake up.
Probably around 10.
Okay, so pretty late.
Jeremy legitimately forgets that is fairly late.
10 is quite late.
I'm
Only
aware
to you,
now.
Austin.
That's how late I'd like to sleep in.
If it's 7 o'clock and I'm still asleep, I'm sick. I can't sleep past that.
Y'all are weird.
I know it's just him.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like I could side with Jeremy on this because I'll wake up at like God knows when.
Like,
I'll wake up at anywhere from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m.
I only wake up before 9 because I work at 9.
I would love to wake up at 9, but I have to wait. I have to be at work at 7:25. So
I mean, to be honest, that's the real reason. Like, I start work at 2
p.m.
Yes.
Okay.
Joke's on you. I don't work at all.
Neither do I. Let's go.
What we're learning is we have the real winners right here.
Hi.
You see, the real key here is I don't work and I have a circadian rhythm disorder.
But yes.
Hey, making coffee.
Yes.
I feel like it'd be real funny. Like, the first person Frank sees at the house is probably Frisian then.
Yes,
Probably.
no,
You're the
that's
one- you're the one up
absolutely
first, right?
true.
Two of them, yeah.
Okay. I mean, Frank goes into the kitchen and making up breakfast. Definitely pancakes involved.
It's like Frisian fills up a bottle of water and
If Frisian approaches Frank, Frank will respond. Otherwise, Frank will acknowledge Frisian and leave it at that.
okay. And then Frisian would probably go for a run.
Are you aiming to sync up with Andrew's run, or are you just going for a run?
Just we're in the wrong part of town for that.
Yeah, you're in the wrong part of town. I was wondering if you were going to that part of town to try and...
Frisian's probably not aiming for it, but just kind of going for kind of an aimless run, checking his phone once in a while to make sure he has an idea of how to get back.
Okay, so you're just running in general.
Yeah. If he ends up over there and runs into Andrew, then sure. But it is not the intended goal.
Give me... just roll a d10.
D10.
I'll say on a 6. No, that would require a serendipitous level of like adjustments to your course. So no, I would say that your run is just a generic run.
Okay.
Yeah, I wander down about 10 in a bathrobe.
There is the smell of pancakes and coffee.
Instant suspicion.
Look up.
Because there are only a certain number of people in the house currently. And Frisian doesn't make breakfast.
Frisian
Walk
hasn't been
in.
told to make breakfast.
Right. No, nor is Frisian expected to. Frank,
Jackson.
good morning.
Good morning.
Walk over, get some coffee. How was your night? The rest of your night, I guess I should say.
Took a while to calm Lisa down.
Imagine that.
But is there anyone else in this house right now? Trying to remember.
I don't
No.
think so.
Because the Arbors took off to the library for the evening and then back to their place, and Cassandra went to go spend time with Tyr and / Bologna.
It's good. Nobody will be caught in the radiation blast of whatever is about to happen.
I'm gonna ask a question to the DM that may have a trigger warning. How many exits are there to the kitchen?
How many what?
Or is there like an attached dining nook, like a little breakfast nook or anything?
My vision of the ground floor of this mansion is that it is a largely open floor plan with a few like standing pillars that serve as like structural support. And off the side of one of those pillars is like a square of tiled floor that serves as the demarcation of the kitchen. And it is largely like this open space in the middle of a open like ground floor with a bunch of carpet around, but the kitchen is sort of like this open floor plan area. There's just sort of like a wall that most of the appliances sit against, and then just open space around with like countertops around.
The kind of countertops that you could go through like and over if you needed to, if the main entrance was unpassable for any reason.
Yes, you could literally just hop over the countertop.
Okay.
Frisian gets back, and Jackson has made another mess in the washroom.
Okay. All right, Jackson. I'm going to level with you. I don't like you.
I'm
And-
shocked and hurt.
And
Dead.
no, frankly, I don't think that should affect your attitude at all. I don't think me liking you or not should have any impact on the way you act. It shouldn't matter. But there's a couple things that confuse me about you, and I just need to get a clear answer on who you are. Because what I see
Yes.
is you hate the hedge, and you hate Arcadia. You hate everything to do with it, right?
I think that is fair to say.
All right.
You blame me.
Look, you can feel how you want to about it. Doesn't affect me. My concern, though, is the way you act. Come out of the hedge, and whenever you want to talk about getting back your old life and reestablishing yourself, you want to be who you were before you left. You want to make up for the things that happened while you were gone.
Mm-hmm.
But then you give responses to moral quandaries by saying, well, not my problem because I'm not human. So where do you think you belong? What moral guideline are you running under? This world's or the hedges?
First of all, somebody remind me, because I know that's his mindset, but what was that specifically in reference
About
to?
murdering security guards when we killed your fetch. Was the time that exact statement come up? But
That's fair.
that ideology
fair.
has been present otherwise.
Yep.
But you specifically said, when it said, what about the innocent, what about human life? And you
Right.
said,
All right. So a couple things to correct your notion.
all right.
I am trying to make things right with what was done in my name so after I was taken. That is true. I am trying to get back to some semblance of what I was. I recognize I am not getting back to what I was specifically. I am trying to find the balance between what I am now and how that fits into what I wanted for my life.
All right.
So if that perhaps bridges that cognitive disconnect that you are having.
It's just
As
you got
go ahead.
you got a lot of hedge to you. You got a lot of Arcadia in you.
All of us do, sweetie.
Oh, I know. But you embrace it.
You
may say you hate the hedge.
I accept that I do not embrace it. Those are two entirely different things.
When you find a social group, you like to take charge. You like to point out people's flaws. And then, when they feel weak, you like to comfort them so that they come to you. Sort of gaslighting. Point out their flaws, comfort them with it. And then you mention your own flaws and laugh it off. So that they can relate to you as human, but you don't discuss your problems with them. Then, once you've convinced them that they, should feel a certain way, you then act like they should be able to, they should feel your empathy because you know how they're feeling, despite the fact that it was you who told them to feel like that. Look, it may be unconscious, but you are just as socially manipulative as any fae.
I am going to be very, very kind in this moment, Frank.
I will say that comparison might require a clarity roll, Jackson.
Okay. It's an entirely bullshit comparison.
I know it is. Like I know, especially from your perspective. However,
yes.
the mere insinuation is something.
That's fair. That's fair. If nothing else, it is pushing him to a clarity potential breaking level of rage at the moment.
Yeah,
so
like
that is fair.
The mere insinuation is something that is not.
Yeah, that is fair. What is it? Just literally roll clarity?
Yeah, roll your clarity
remember.
dice. Yeah.
Okay. It won't let you roll clarity on this, yeah, so I will just roll
equal to your clarity.
1, 2, 3, 4, 60. Yeah, simple. That's right. There is the simple roll option. Duh. Let me skip all the way down. Yeah. All right.
You keep your head on enough to not suffer clarity damage.
Okay. So I'm going to be very kind to you right now, Frank, and I am going to let that insinuation pass. I will not let it happen again.
So instead of facing a flaw that's pointed out, you're going to deflect, like I believe I literally just said.
Oh, no. Frank, you had your chance to talk. Now you'll sit there and you will listen to my response.
All right.
What you are ascribing to malicious conduct and destructive social patterns. I am going to comes from a fundamental misunderstanding of who I am and where I come from. Now, will I read people to filth? In both in honest criticism and in good-natured ways, yes. Do I believe that the people that I do that to generally are able to tell the difference? Yes. I do not believe that you are giving the people that I do this to enough credit. And I think that speaks to a lack of respect of them on your part. Now, when I do that, am I trying to do it with a point? Am I trying to do it to point out to people things that I think perhaps that they need to face within themselves? Usually, yes. Am I doing it so that they come to me and then I can be their best friend? No, I am simply trying to help them because I care about them. And there are two very separate sides to me. One is somebody who was for years a guide, a protector, and a nurturer within my community. The other side being, well, my community. We are a very shady group of people, but we do it in love. It is perhaps not coincidental that being a guide and a nurturer and a protector and a leader, etc., is something that I ended up having to do in my imprisonment. I know I don't talk about it much. And I certainly don't talk about it with you because I wouldn't trust you with any single one of my secrets that could be used to hurt me if it literally depended upon my life. But at this point, I don't mind saying that was my job over there. Was making sure that the changelings of my captor's household were dealt with and kept in line, and in my mind, cared for.
And you know the danger. When you bring that sort of nurturing nature and that sort of desire to help and manipulate, even if you're trying to manipulate people to be better, correlates with somebody who will lock himself in a room and try to express his emotions in the only way he can by tearing in and causing as much pain as possible on something that may not be a human, but certainly can feel and scream. You got to be real careful if you're showing one of those sides. When you show that other one, it's not just like somebody off the streets doing it or somebody who's a friend is doing it. Somebody you're looking up to loses it and shows that kind of violence and that kind of hatred. What do you think you're doing to the people who look up to you, the people who you're trying to help?
And so you're going to have to be specific because we have done a lot during during our time here. When specifically did I do this thing that you are accusing me of?
Your fetch.
Yes, I murdered my fetch.
Oh, you didn't just murder your fetch.
No, let me rephrase. I did not murder. I disassembled a thing that was never alive. That was a mockery and grotesque semblance of life put here so that there were no issues with people wondering where I had gone.
And when someone confides in you and they see that sort of hatred and violence come out, sure, maybe it's just a semblance of life, but it looks alive. Sure does scream like it's alive, doesn't it?
Yes, it was a very convincing fake.
Feel a lot of pain.
It sure acted like it felt pain.
If you're going to try to be that kind of person, that sort of nurturing person, and I don't doubt that that's who you were before the hedge, then you got to be real careful what kind of example you set and what people see out of you.
I think that the people who might have seen me do that will now understand the lengths I will go to protect them who I care very deeply about from those who would hurt them and who would cause pain. None of them should ever need to worry that I'm going to be that kind of person. And I think they all know that.
A point of clarity. Wasn't the only one that actually stayed right there for the torment of the fetch? Wasn't that just Frisian? Like everyone else went to other parts of the house.
We went to other parts of the house because we knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Like Frisian would have been the only one to really hear the extent of it.
True, but I do think it's fair that other people did hear at least the start of it.
And we're also aware of exactly what was happening.
Yes, absolutely. Like, it is not, I don't think it is at all out of whack to suggest anything that was said.
I just wanted the point of clarity because, like, Frisian was the one that would have been the most affected.
Totally fair.
But at the same time, Frisian's also the World War II vet that also murdered people. Actually.
I think that those people, and I think that if you ask them, and if you would like us to go ask them together, I am more than welcome. I am more than happy to do so. I think that if you ask them, I don't think that they would feel they're in any danger from me ever doing anything even
I
in
don't
the
think that
same
they're worried about you
galaxy
hurting
as that.
them.
Good.
I'm just saying. You say you got two sides.
Yes, I do. We all do. I have more than two.
I'm just one side.
Oh, no, you are not. Oh, do we really want to get into this, honey?
I mean, to be fair, Frank is one side. Of
I
a
am
person
well
with
aware.
several sides.
I am well aware. Unfortunately, Frank has opened up a door.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Frank has no concept of what you might respond to that.
Do you
Look,
really want to go? Do you really want to open up this door? Because let me tell you, honey, I do not have two faces. I'm a changeling. Therefore, I have two faces naturally, which means I have four. Because each of my faces have two faces.
I'm just saying you got to watch out to make sure that you got control over you. If you want to be
I am
this
fully in
world
control.
you got to make sure that Arcadian side knows his limits.
I am fully in control. And anytime you want to talk about how many faces you have, I am delighted.
How many faces do you think I have? I think I've been pretty upfront and honest about who I am.
I know
I'm
for
just Frank.
100% indisputable fact that you have two. Would you like proof?
Sure.
Come with me, honey.
All right.
We're going to go to the security room where I am going to find video footage of Frank turning into Lisa.
Oh, it's
And
there.
I am going to play it.
That has absolutely happened. So, this is gonna be we're not even making a clarity roll here. This is just a breaking point. If you assuming that Frank actually watches this,
Frank will watch it.
Sorry, somebody opened up a door here.
I am
So-
loving this.
Go by
That's
all
gonna-
means, keep going.
that's gonna be a 4-die breaking point. But let me check for modifiers.
Do I roll anything to
1 second.
any sort of like composure or?
I don't even care if I say anything at this point. I'm just
I just want 3 hours of Marlena and Frank back
Would you
and
say
forth.
that there is either some emotional investment in this situation or strong emotional investment in this situation from Frank?
My entire character is built around like denial, so
Strong, shall we say?
strong emotional attachment.
So you're gonna make me a simple roll of 5 dice.
Just
Sorry,
5d10.
6 dice.
Okay. Do I get to explode?
Yes, roll that. Explode that 10. Explode it again.
Is this good or bad?
This is bad.
Okay,
That's
I just wanted to
4
make sure.
successes.
All right.
this bad for who?
Yes.
It's about to be bad for everybody.
So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 points of moderate clarity damage. Would you like to make it severe clarity damage for
Yes. I don't even know what it's for. I don't care.
for a beat?
Yes.
Or sorry, I'm correction. I need to say this. Which it will deal an amount of clarity damage based on your weird. Would you like to make it severe clarity damage for a beat?
Yes.
Okay. So you're gonna roll your weird +3.
So I only have one weird, so
Roll that, explode that 10. Okay. So it's only 1 point of severe clarity damage.
okay.
Our first one of the game.
Yay!
But as you are made witness to the alteration of yourself from one state to another, a part of your mental understanding and clarity fractures as the lines between who is Frank and who is Lisa and the relationship between those two individuals start to blur a little bit.
Okay.
And the line of what is real and what is not becomes slightly less clear.
How does that typically manifest?
Not well.
Not well, usually.
All right, so step one, I need to see if I stay Frank.
Brain explodes.
Yes, roll me
Composure.
resolve and composure. I'm going to say you will need at least 3 successes to stay in a controlled state. To be fair, there's 3 right there, and 4, another one. Okay, so 4 successes. You can stay Frank. You are not being forced into a different state.
Let's see how this conversation goes. Whoops. Frank's gonna take a deep breath. Look, simple as that. We're talking. I leave. Lisa comes in.
Oh, honey. That is not what just happened.
No, that's exactly what just happened. I don't know what you're
That is
talking about.
not. You need. Let me replay this tape so you can look at it again.
Replay the tape.
And Jackson is switching to a different instance of this having happened. In
I like to imagine Jackson had this backed up because he didn't know when he would do this.
100%. Jackson 100% knew this was going to be an issue at some point. I feel like the montage tape has already been put together. He just didn't have time to put the soundtrack to it yet.
Okay,
The Benny Hill theme.
Subjecting yourself to this again, which is going to make it happen again, but it's going to be worse this time.
Yeah.
So you're going to roll 8 dice on your breaking point. Okay. You have a slightly more control of it this time because you didn't get as many successes. Would you again like to make it severe damage for another beat?
Oh, 1,000,000%.
All right.
I love it.
This time you're going to be rolling your weird +4. Oh no. Oh no.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Severe clarity damage.
Oh God.
Frank and Lisa died to severe clarity damage in a minute.
So, if I could just get a quick summary, what is clarity damage?
So clarity damage is a changeling's clarity reflects their ability to tell reality from unreality, because a changeling is fundamentally a being that exists in both. They are creatures of dreams, they are creatures of fairy tales, but they are also beings of the real world. As you take damage to your clarity, that sense of reality and what is real, begins to fray. And as you take clarity damage in your rightmost 3 boxes, you start to develop conditions.
Yeah, I'm in those boxes.
Oh, wonderful. So
for completely unrelated reasons, don't worry about this at all. Jackson, how strong is your character?
Not. Let's see. Yeah, no, I have a strength of 1.
Awesome.
That is my one flaw.
You are about to develop a condition. 1 second. I need to find an appropriate one.
Should we determine if I turn into Lisa or not first before you pick the condition?
Yes, roll me resolve and composure at -2 this time.
That's 4 successes.
Okay, so you have enough successes to not change, although whether you do change is entirely a different question.
Yeah, it depends on the condition, I guess.
Chronicles of Darkness, core rulebook, conditions.
Though I was going to say bipolar, but I'm already multiple personality disorder, so I'm not sure how that plays. If I just go completely, just start switching randomly.
So here's the thing. I'm going to ask you a question. Is Frank and Lisa diving deeper into denial, or is that cracking at this point?
We are going way down. We are so far down this river.
All right.
At some point, Frisian's going to return to this mess.
Where did everybody go?
So hang on. This is about to be wild.
About to be.
The problem is Frank will continue going down the denial route. If I keep saying Frank, I'm going to keep trying to confront this and deny it.
Yeah.
I need to get Lisa, but the rolls are not indicating Lisa's going to happen.
Talking about going down a river.
Frank needs Lisa. Frank may generally be the sane one, but Frank needs Lisa sometimes.
So
when does Frank just have an aneurysm?
At this point, damage. At this point, I believe you have now suffered the reckless condition.
Shoot. Okay, we're Lisa then.
Oh no.
Because Lisa's reckless.
Wait, what?
I'm very. Okay, I'm not sorry. Actually, I'm not gonna lie.
No,
I apologize to Jackson.
So I'm going to read you the effects and the resolution clause for the reckless condition.
Cool. I mean, I know what I'm doing, but go ahead and read the words.
So, reckless. The character is incapable of considering the consequences of her actions and is driven to do incautious things for the sheer thrill of it. The player takes a -2 to perception rolls and other composure tests made to notice something, such as to contest sleight of hand or a stealth-related supernatural power.
That's fine.
The condition is resolved when the character or one of her allies suffers harm or a major setback due to an ill-considered risk or reckless action she takes.
Oh, let's get out of it real quick.
Oh boy.
So you want to add something to your montage, Jackson? Oh goodness. We entered a room, right, to do this?
Yes, we are in the security room.
It was on the second floor, if I remember right.
Correct.
Yes, it's on the second
floor.
floor.
Okay, 2 things are going to happen. Number 1, there's only one doorway out of here, right? And I'm assuming there's no windows because it's a security room.
Yep.
Correct.
Guess where that doorway goes?
Oh no.
Okay, actually, before we go to my hollow, is there any actual door to the actual hedge in this house? Because I can sense those.
Not currently open, not by default.
Okay. Good thing I don't have a power to open one of those.
Oh no.
But I can't open one to my hedge.
So here's the thing. That power senses natural doors to the hedge. You can also just make a door to the hedge by spending a glamour.
Yeah, anything that is a doorway, a window, 2 very tall poles, trees that are in the shape of a door.
Anything vaguely threshold shaped can be turned into a door by spending a glamour. You have the ability to also make anything that is threshold shaped a door specifically to your hollow. But any changeling can turn anything threshold shaped into a door to the hedge.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I have no idea what Lisa's going to do here. I don't know if Alicia knows what she's going to do here. She's going to open the door. You know what? It's a 50-50 chance, right?
Sure.
Coin flips are great.
1 is head. 2 was hedge. 1 was hollow. Okay. The door out of here is a hedge, and Lisa now, you've got another one for your montage, is going to bodily lift Jackson off the ground and tackle through into the hedge, and then close the door.
All right, so that's going to be strength and athletics from Lisa.
Strength
I
and
do have good
athletics or strength and
athletics.
brawl.
You're lifting someone. You're not just grabbing them. You are lifting them.
Okay. I'm not trying to lift. I'm just trying to get through however much special. It's fine. I've got dots in either one.
When I say good, I mean not 0.
Okay.
So Jackson will be resisting this with either strength or dexterity and athletics.
I will take a dexterity. Athletics. And it may not surprise you to know I'm spending a willpower.
I'm also spending a willpower.
The last thing Jackson fucking wants.
How much? What does willpower add? 4 dice?
3 dice.
3 dice.
3 dice.
All right. Okay.
Like, yeah, strength and brawl would just be to get your hands on someone in the middle of a fight. Just lift and tackle someone through the hedge is going to be athletics.
That is 3 successes.
3 and 3.
All right, this is going to come down to a hair's breadth of whether or not Jackson manages to escape the grapple before or after you are both in the hedge.
The worst result is actually Jackson gets away but falls through the hedge without Lisa.
Yeah, I want to roll a d10 here. A 1 would have absolutely been Jackson ends up in the hedge alone. 2 through 6 and 7 was probably going to end up being just nothing happens. Like it just the trip to the hedge fails. 8, I think at 8, both of you end up on the other side of the hedge door, but Jackson is no longer in that grapple.
Closed door.
I'm fucking running through that door if I possibly can.
You can also just open another one. Like, there's nothing stopping you from just opening another door after it's closed. And if you open it in the same spot, you come out in the same spot.
I legitimately don't think Jackson knows how to do it. I think Jackson has so... because it's not something that you know how to do on the other side when you're a prisoner. And Jackson is so shut down the possibility of ever going there.
Okay, so
I don't think he knows how.
You're going to have to try and get through that door before the other person puts a little bit of magic into it and closes it. And that's going to be a matter of whether or not you can get to your senses before they can after the tackle fall. So that is going to be a matter of your...
Is that composure?
Sorry, no, it's going to be your composure and dexterity. And you need to succeed before the other person gets wits and dexterity.
Okay.
Because they were already aware.
So we're wits and dexterity against each other.
Well, so it's going to be wits and dexterity for Frank. It's going to be composure and dexterity for Jackson.
I would like, as an instant action,
yes,
to use Changing Fortunes.
What does that one do?
It is an instant action. It spends 2 glamour, and for 1 action, I have to make a roll. What's occult and weird?
Okay.
On success, you whisper a story to the wind or a strange turn of events that befell her in Arcadia. I don't know how that's an instant action, but sure, whatever. And then you add or subtract 2 dice from the target player's next roll, or lower or raise an exceptional success threshold by 1 success per success rolled.
Okay. Yes, you can absolutely use that as you were trying to influence this. You could probably have been whispering that story as you were getting carried through the door.
So I spend 2 glamour. What's my word? 2. So it is... make sure my wits and my occult are still as I put them on here. 1, 2, yep.
Okay, so that's a success.
So you get 2 less dice.
Okay.
So it's going to be wits and dexterity from Lisa, and composure and dexterity from Jackson, because Jackson needs to recover and Lisa needs to react.
And I did not spend willpower on that, so I am spending willpower on this.
Okay.
Because Jax is doing everything possible.
Okay, so I need wits and dex. I'm also spending willpower.
Yes, it's all you burn through all of your willpower.
Okay, so wits and dex, willpower -2, so +3 -1.
So plus three -2, so +1 total.
Yeah. My wits are not nearly as high as my composure. That's 2 successes.
Oh my god. 2 of you have tied on every roll.
Was that with the -2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I make it halfway through, and half my body is on one side, half my body is on the other. That solves the situation.
Okay.
Just King Solomon.
I'm going to roll another D10, and this time the order is going to be in reverse, because the last D10 was in Lisa's favor. This D10 will be in Jackson's favor, which also means I'm going to immediately roll. I fucking called it.
Okay.
So because as being a 1, as I said, because I was rolling in Jackson's favor, because of course it would be.
Right.
The door shuts just before you are able to make it through.
Is there any lethal weapon in this place? I am very sorry.
There are briar bushes.
I want to add to the drama. Can this be when Frisian gets back?
You walk by and you see, because you can't see the door from the other side, but you see both of them go through the doorway and then not come back out the other side.
Yep.
And you hear briefly unadulterated, pure panic screaming.
You hear that twice because Lisa.
Yes.
You hear lots of screaming as the door to the head shuts.
2 changelings enter. 1 changeling leaves.
Okay, so I think now we enter initiative.
Okay.
All right.
So Frisian does have hedge sense, so it could realistically probably open a door.
Yeah. You with hedge sense, you smell where that door was as it was closing.
But I want to say it's going to take a number of rounds for Frisian to like get his head together and realize 1 what happened and 2 what he needs to do.
So we're going to roll some initiative now.
What's initiative?
It is going to be a single D10 plus your initiative modifier, which I believe is based on.
Isn't it like composure and wits, or composure and dex?
The character sheet says your initiative on
it's
the
8.
right side.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay, I found it. Didn't roll great.
We're on initiative now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dope. 4.
How do you roll a 4?
It because I have. Does that fit 3? Yeah, that shouldn't fit because I have a dex.
I need.
You got a -4 in there for some reason.
I need to double check a thing.
Yeah, because you're showing 10 + 3 + 3 -4, so it should be 4 higher than
There
that.
is a -4. Yeah, I don't know why.
Calculating initiative. When you come as roll your initiative modifier, page 92. Tell me. Initiative is your dexterity plus your composure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we figured that out. Yeah.
6.
But you've got a -4 in there.
Yeah, and it says initiative. Let me check my settings, see if I did anything fucked up on the settings. Fast reflexes. There's nothing there.
I do have to ask: does being forcibly kidnapped through the hedge cause a clarity or breaking point for?
It legitimately, for Jackson specifically, it legitimately might.
Probably. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, there's a -4 in this, so that's a 10.
4 + 4 is 8.
Should be 8.
Or 8. 8. You're correct. 8.
I don't know what's
2 + 3 + 3.
Oh, I know what's up with your initiative. It's you're wielding the fire axe. Your
you know what?
Set to wielding fire axe.
Hey, look, it's a 6 now, which makes it an 8.
Yeah.
That's right. That axe is heavy.
Yeah, because the fire axe imposes a -4 to your initiative.
Yep.
You want an initiative from me as well?
Yes, please do.
Okay. Also a 6.
All right, so we're going in a pretty obvious order. But yes, I think you will agree, Jeremy, that this would be a breaking point for Jackson.
Uh-huh.
I think for you, very specifically, I'm just going to read one of the 5-dot breaking point descriptions.
I cannot wait to explain this whole thing to the rest of the motley.
Why you had to kill Frank?
Because it's gonna go like this. Well, first he accused me of acting like a keeper. And then it escalated. And that's gonna be it.
The question is going to be, how did it escalate from there? That sounds like a pretty hefty escalation.
I think if we know
in Jackson's mind, it's not much escalation.
I would say the base breaking point is 4 dice. However, there are breaking point modifiers, and one of them reads strongly associated with the changeling's durance or results in a surrender to a true fae. Is a +3 modifier, and I feel like this is very strongly associated with your durance. I also feel like you were being forced to act against your will. And I also feel like you have a strong emotional investment in this.
Uh-huh.
So that's actually going to be 9 dice that you're rolling on this breaking point.
9?
Each other.
Yes. Actually, I could be calling for even more based on these modifiers, but I'm limiting it at 9.
Oh my god.
Now, you know what's about to happen.
I do know what's about to happen.
You know how I roll when I'm looking for success and how I roll when I'm not looking for success.
I know. This is about to be
I'm excited
wild.
for like 8 successes. 5, okay, that's better than I thought it was gonna be.
So I'm afraid you can't turn that to severe clarity damage for a beat because it's already severe clarity damage.
Hey, we're twinsies. We both have 5 clarity damage now.
Not yet. No, this is where you have to roll the weird.
Right.
Yeah.
So now you're going to roll your weird +4.
Okay, so that is, I'm just gonna roll 6 dice.
Okay, you only take 1 severe clarity damage.
Okay.
However, you do get a beat for taking a clarity damage, by the way.
Yes.
As a reminder for Austin as well.
Do I take more beats for the clarity damage I took?
For each individual instance of clarity damage. Didn't matter how much damage was dealt at a time, it was the instance of taking clarity damage, so you took it twice. So you get 2 beats for that.
Oh man, figured out how to game the system and level up quick.
Yeah, by traumatizing yourself.
Honestly, I would do that too. I would absolutely traumatize myself for more experience.
I'm not trying.
Life hack: traumatize yourself, get experience.
How about no?
All right, so at the top of the initiative is
me.
Is Lisa. What are you up to?
That's a great question. Where are we in the hedge? Where have we shown up?
Okay,
what
so
rolly environment have we found?
Oh my god.
As you look up and close the door that you had come through, and you look around, you realize that you are currently standing in what would best be described. Oh God, what's the term that literally came up on Thursday for the central observation area of a
Panopticon.
prison? Thank you. Thank you.
It's not. It's not the central observation point of a prison. It is a very specific design. For a prison.
Yeah. It's you are currently in what can only be described as a panopticon of thorns. In that you are in a large circular clearing, with a single massive tree rising up out of the center, and on the edges are these rising bramble walls that each have a variety of indented tunnels and crevices carved out of them, almost like prison cells.
So it'd be real easy to get lost here.
As long as you stay inside the dome, it's really hard to get lost because it's just a tower in the center and thorn walls. And as far as you can tell, those entrances into the thorns that are these tunnels are not only A, dangerous to move through because they're covered in thorns, and B, not all of them go anywhere. Some of them are literally just nooks in the thorns.
Has Jackson turned around to look at me yet? Or is Jackson looking at where the door was?
There's no door there. There's only one thing to look at this moment.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, there's plenty to look at, but there's one thing, as I feel like Jackson is 100% reaching into the brambles to pull out something sharp. Doesn't matter, he's ripping it out.
Who wants to get lost in the hedge? The problem is I'm not afraid of the hedge. I should be, but I'm not.
I don't think what Jackson feels right now is fear.
Oh, no. I'm talking about things that would prevent me from running into the hedge, like into this briar patch. Can I use my Thorns and Briars ability to animate the briars in a way that is not harmful to me?
What does the Thorns and Briars read?
It lets me animate briars to slow down my enemies. Yes, one of my contracts.
Which contract is it under?
I didn't write that bit down.
Writing down where your regalias are is really helpful for looking them back up.
Yeah. It lets me create a patch of briars or thorns of several different types that slow my enemies down. Thorns and brambles.
Thorns and brambles.
I'm not sure how it would interact in an area that already is full of thorns and brambles. Or if using it in the hedge would cause the thorns and brambles to be less friendly towards me.
Okay, Thorns and Brambles. This is a shield contract. Brambles go around the changeling with a radius of yards meters equal to the weird rating and follow her as she moves. Can produce 3 different effects listed below. Changeling chooses one when she invokes the contract. She uses it in the hedge. The brambles don't follow her movements, and she must contend with their threat as well.
Okay, never mind. So it wouldn't help because I'm in the hedge. Okay. In that case, we're going into these brambles.
What is the goal you are trying to accomplish here?
I don't have one, to be clear. Right now, it's I see murder. I don't want to murder. And legitimately, Lisa feels like she could take Jackson. And looking at our stats, I can take Jackson. Lisa doesn't want to hurt Jackson.
Roll me I want you to roll me two things. First up, I want you to roll me wits and intelligence.
Ah. I'm not very intelligent.
Cool. That thought doesn't even cross your mind. The next thing I want you to roll me is dexterity and athletics.
I'm not going to get very far, am I?
Well, your speed is 11. Marlena's is 9, which means you're not that much faster than her, but you are faster than her. So the question is, are you more concerned with building distance than you are for your own safety?
I would like to ask you again, what's the name of that thing that condition I just developed?
Yes. So you are going to suffer some damage from the thorns as you just crash your way through them, trying to get away.
Mm-hmm.
So you are going to take... Let me check the improvising damage table because I'm sure they have one for crashing through thorns.
Real quick, as I'm going through here, would it be possible for me to use the trapdoor spider ability to kind of vanish into these thorns and make a little hidden area?
Trapdoor spider's trick is... Stuff through an opening and cloaks it with glamour to make it seem impassable or not even there at all. The illusion is visual only, and supernatural perception will pierce it with a clash of wills. Player may pay an additional one to willpower.
I'm just not even sure where.
Yes, you can indeed use Trapdoor Spider's trick to try and hide one of these openings once you get inside of it. If you want to try and make it all the way into an opening to use that, though, you're going to take even more damage. Which, I mean, you are reckless right now.
Yeah. I'm hoping to avoid full-on confrontation.
All right, 8d10 greater than 8, exploding. You take 2 points of lethal damage.
Okay.
As you carve your way through the thorns.
Do I resist? Can I resist any of that with my armor or stuff?
That would normally be what your armor is doing, is reducing the number of dice I'm rolling to attack you with, but
okay. I wasn't sure.
Armor adds to your defense to reduce the number of dice I get to roll against you.
Okay, cool.
Now you may roll. Actually, Trapdoor Spider's trick doesn't take a roll.
Yeah,
you spend a glamour.
Okay.
And you seal up that hole in the hedge and make it look as if it was not there. However, if Jackson focuses on it, because they are a supernatural creature with supernatural perceptions, they can trigger a clash of wills to see through it.
Okay.
So now it's Jackson's turn.
Okay. So, what exact?
So you watched as you were reaching back to grab a thorn or anything sharp that you could get a hold of. Lisa.
The goal being essentially to use whatever necessary to force Lisa to open a door out of here.
Yeah. As you reach out to grab something sharp, you see Lisa turn and skitter away at full speed, cutting themselves in the thorns as they scramble up and over them. And they run into one of these crevices in the sides of this bramble wall, and that crevice seemingly grows over with thorns. cards.
Okay. I should ask, did I get from the clarity damage a condition of any kind?
Not until you hit your last 3 boxes.
Okay. Yeah, as far as Jackson can intuit at the moment, Lisa is pretty much his only chance to get out of here unless he wanders and just happens to but he has such good luck with creatures that come from the creatures that come from the hedge that he doesn't think that's likely, so he is going to try and chase after through if necessary.
All right, so this will trigger a clash of wills.
Okay.
So this will be both players' weird plus an appropriate finesse skill. So we're going to call this wits and weird. We're going to call it wits and weird from Jackson versus manipulation and weird from Frank and Lisa.
Ooh.
Because you are actively trying to deceive with your trapdoor spider's trick.
Okay. Is this the sort of thing I can spend willpower on?
Yes.
Okay.
Which I am also doing.
Just all the willpower.
Yeah, well, a character can only spend a point of willpower on a Clash of Wills roll if he and his opponents are both physically present, which you both are.
Daddy, can I watch it? Hello, Are you gonna give me watch it?
Sorry.
Okay.
That's 3 successes. No, that's 4 successes.
Yep.
All right. So the you are not able to pierce through the trapdoor spider's trick, which means that as far as you are aware, if you are chasing after them, you will be physically cutting through brambles.
Yeah, no, he's going to do it anyways.
All right.
He's that level of. Otherwise, I'm stuck here forever.
Yep. Roll me. Strength, athletics, and weird.
Oh, good.
Any weird roll is a good roll.
Yep, that tracks.
Okay.
What's good about this, by the way, is that when they never find Jackson or Lisa Frank again, they can go to, because this conversation was had in the house, they can just go to the security cameras and see exactly what happened.
So you're going to take 3 points of lethal damage as you carve your way through the hedge, and you're not making a lot of progress right now.
Okay. Do I see this from my hidey hole?
Yes. And in fact, your reckless actions have indeed caused harm.
I was about to say that. Okay. In that case,
as the reckless condition is resolved, which gets you another beat, by the way.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. Here's how we're gonna.
In fairness, it also looks like he's undergoing it because he's doing damage himself because he wants to murder you.
All right.
I don't know how easy it is to distinguish the difference between I want to physically force him to reopen a door out of the hedge and I want to murder you.
Very
Lisa can't figure that difference out. What happens if can I open a door out of here?
I should note, you're in the hedge. Lisa's not the only one here right now.
Right, we're both here.
Yep.
Okay. So we're gonna rationalize with each other. Oh goodness. Okay. Okay, so I got a couple questions. Question number 1: what happens if I just open a random door here to get out?
You get out wherever that door leads.
And it could lead literally anywhere.
Anywhere. Like the spatial relationship for the hedge and reality are only tangentially comparable.
I am really excited for the rest of the motley to have to go to the Amazon rainforest.
Like you will probably come out somewhere in the same region, but the fact you've only moved about 40 feet from where you opened that door does not necessarily correlate to 40 feet in the real world.
Well, if I open that door, can I reopen the door exactly where I was, or does that have a chance of missing?
If you open the door if you open the door in the same place as you came out, it leads to the same location. Like the locations are connected spatially, but the relationship between them is not identical.
I have the opposite problem of Jackson. That I know the hedge great, but I don't know the other world that well. So I'm not sure that I would know that bit, because I don't know that I would know how it relates to the real world.
Dude, I'm here for it.
So I'm thinking, let's find where we end up.
Dude, legitimately, send us. We will end up having to make a trek across the wilds of Australia, and we will literally be, God damn it, now I can't think of the movie.
To be fair, it's Frisian's turn next.
No, well, okay, I'm about to tackle this man through a portal again.
But Frisian,
Adventures of Priscilla.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I want to roll wits and composure to see if he has the wherewithal to actually do something.
All right, let me what's composure. Some amount.
So, like, Frisian would go into the security room and open a door to the hedge.
Do you have the ability to jump high? Because you come in on the ground floor and the security room is on the second floor. So unless you can jump high, it'll take a minute to get there.
That's also very fair point.
Because we had decided Frisian saw what happened. He would be outside the security room door.
Depending on where the security room door is.
The security room door is visible from the ground floor. Like if you had walked in at the time.
It's one of those giant entryways.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a matter of like you can get there if you have some ability to clear that vertical distance.
Wait, no, the security door wouldn't be visible from the front because it was in a hallway.
Yeah, so the way that the center of this mansion is built, the central room where everything happens and where you walk in after getting directly into the mudroom is this big, like, open multi-level ellipsis with like hallways that are open to the air on the inside towards the center.
Okay.
And so that you can put a 30-foot tall Christmas tree in the entryway and it can be visible with any room you exit.
Exactly. And so the center of this house is largely open air with a few support pillars. And so the second floor hallway that the security room is on is visible from the ground floor.
Okay.
But if you can make that leap, you can just cross that banister on the second floor hallway and get to that door.
Or how about I am a clawed beast and I just climb?
Absolutely. Just roll me a strength and athletics test.
Strength.
You can literally just climb up one of the pillars and launch yourself up there.
Any bonuses to this, particularly for like having claws or something?
+1 for your claws.
Cool.
I think there is one like listed in the beastkin thing, isn't there? I forget.
There might be. I'm not beastkin though, so
right.
It wouldn't be the exact.
Sorry, it was one of the things I could take for claws.
A success is all you needed. So you launch yourself up there to that location, and you have the time to open the door and just barely get through it with the rest of the movement.
Yeah, it's like it'd be open the door, which spends a glamour.
Yeah, you spend a glamour.
So so that means that you get to see what I'm about to do to Jeremy. to Jackson.
So effectively, and then I shout at Jackson.
Yeah.
We're not hearing this. There's no way I'm hearing this.
Oh, you aren't. Jackson might. But so you open the door and step through and call out to Jackson.
Yeah.
So that happens in roughly the half second before whatever Lisa is about to do.
Tackle into the reel.
So you're going to
through a different door than what just got open.
Yeah,
I don't know about that. I'm looking at you. He's behind me.
As we begin the Benny Hill music.
Oh my god.
All right. So, strength and athletics from you. Dexterity and athletics from Jackson, because I know for fucking certain Jackson does not want this to happen again.
It depends. I mean, I opened the door in front of him. He might see it.
I'm gonna be honest right now. Jackson is at least 85% certain that that your presence is the work of a keeper. That you are just another person who was brought to bring me back because of the way that you came in, because of everything. It all lines up in his head right now.
There. Okay, let's go.
You are not tackling me anywhere. You are probably tackling me somewhere. Okay, what am I rolling?
Okay, I'm not trying to carry him this time. So will this be brawl? Because I'm just trying to push him through. Because I'm assuming once he gets through, he won't want to fight back.
Sure.
No, he will want to run away from you.
Roll me strength and brawl, and Jackson, roll me dex and athletics.
Okay.
Or dex and brawl, whichever is better.
Definitely athletics.
Okay. Yeah, let's go for this.
All right. I will take that.
Not terrible.
Only one success.
I dodged.
So, here's the question. Does Frank go through the portal anyway?
I'm in a lot more control at the moment because my recklessness is over. I'm going to try not to.
Roll me a dexterity and athletics to catch yourself.
One success.
There's enough of a success there that you do not hurtle through the portal that you just opened. But that is your turn.
Okay.
Jackson, you just heard Frisian.
I'm running through the door.
Yeah. Frisian, you shout something.
There is no through the fucking door.
Yeah, Frisian, you shout something and
Do not Pasco, do not pay
I don't even listen to what we shouted.
And like Lisa lunges at Jackson, and Jackson sidesteps it and just turns and bolts right past you through that door. Does not even look.
Goes over the railing.
Based on the direction that that Frisian would have opened the door in, launches themselves through the door and into the security desk, actually. Like, abdomen first. Like,
yeah. And I push off and I keep Rhyme getting away from that.
Jackson.
I am locking myself in my room.
And well, aren't you stuck in the security room right now?
Yeah,
well,
because to leave the security room, you have to go through the door.
Yeah,
I'm saying
portal,
my
the portal
goal
is currently in the door to the security room, and you come out into the security room.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So
that's awkward.
Frisian
closes the door again.
You step back through and close the door.
Yeah.
So. Lisa and Frank, you're alone in the hedge.
That's fine.
And if that's fine, we're out of initiative. And now we're going to take our break. Sit up, stretch your legs, whatever you do. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Please stay tuned for these commercial messages. And remember, we take our break, you take your break, so do whatever you need to do. And we'll be back in just a minute.
And we're back.
Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back to trauma.
That's why you're here.
It's fine.
So, did you ever determine what your touchstone is, Frank/Lisa?
Touchdown?
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Cool.
Good. You seem like the kind of character who wouldn't have a touchstone initially. That's valid.
I didn't spend any points on it.
Well, no, a touchstone is a thing that you're supposed to have naturally.
Oh,
It's the thing that anchors you to reality.
the problem is
Like Kiss from a Rose.
Yeah.
I don't. Probably something Alice in Wonderland related.
Like it's the thing that reminds you that some part of you is human, which it makes absolute sense that Frank and Lisa would not have found that yet. While you're in another place, maybe read up on touchstones real quick. Meanwhile, Jackson, after you make it through and slam into the security desk, Frisian shuts the door into the hedge.
And I'm booking out the door. I'm going to my room. The door is getting slammed. The sound of the lock clicking in place goes. And that's the last that anybody hears of Jackson for a bit.
Frisian stands outside of Jackson's door, like a statue.
Keeping guard.
Yep.
I hesitate to ask, but what has Cassandra been up to this morning?
So, Cassandra.
This is literally just the start of the day.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is literally like the first hour of daytime.
It's like 10:30 in the morning.
Oh my god. Not even.
So, I think Cassandra. Well, she would have done what she usually does, which is get up, get up earlier than her spouse, make breakfast. She will turn off the alarm. Like she'll turn off Bologna's alarm and get the kids on the bus. Presume it is a school day, correct?
Yes, it is a school day.
Okay.
They'll be at school all day.
Right, it's like Monday now.
Yeah.
That's even worse for them. Oh well.
Passage of time, how quaint.
I know. It's weird. After that, probably would Okay, now it's my turn to see if my character makes bad decisions. Oh, shoot. If I typed things correctly. Yeah, before Tyr gets up, she's going to call Maeve.
All right. Let me real quick pull up your history and remind myself which one is Maeve.
My oldest sister.
Do. Oh no, I no longer have the family thing. No, could you resend me the link to your family tree? Because I don't have it.
I sure can.
Slack is a thing.
Yeah. Slack is... I love Slack. It's great.
Until it's not.
Like the time limit is restrictive.
Okay, I see Alana's stuff. Oh, hey. Okay. Copy link. And that's for you.
Yep. Yes. Okay. It's early in the morning, but she's also a paralegal.
Yeah, just trying to catch her before work.
So the phone rings twice and then picks up, but you hear that sort of attenuation and distance from the phone that you would typically expect out of someone who is answering a call with their car. As Maeve's voice answers up, "This is Maeve."
Cassandra is going to no, we're just gonna. I need you to not freak out.
Already failing that one. Hi.
Hi.
Lucky I'm not driving right now. I just got in the car.
Oh, thank the gods. Yeah, hi. It's been 4 years. I'm back. I know what you saw, and I know what you think you saw, but it's not true. And I'm not
I sort of
someone...
got that impression from Lily, but she didn't tell me anything. If you're making that pause in audio because you think she betrayed you, but she's been different.
Okay. No, it's been
I'm a paralegal. I put two and two together.
That is what you paid to do. Let's see. I was in a very bad situation where I didn't know if I was going to make it. I didn't know if I was going to come out the other side of it. And I want you to know before I say the following sentence, there is nothing that can be done. There is no retribution that can be had. There is no one that you can throw in a cell.
You haven't seen me really try.
For 4 years, I was held captive by a crazy woman, and I managed to get away. And she's gone. There's nothing. There's no going after her. There's no...
When you say gone, are we talking like out of the country? Because there are extra judicial things that can be... Anyway, keep going.
She just lets the silence hang for a second. No, I'm gonna assume there's no possibility I can get you to take a day.
Fuck it, I have sick days saved up.
Well, you know where the house is.
How's Bologna taking it?
Let me just real quick roll a thing. And nightly, if she asks politely.
I was hoping for that.
Amazing.
But
no notes.
She's over the moon. But I still think she's kind of guarded, thinking that, I got taken once, I can get taken again.
And like mom and dad are still convinced that she killed you.
That's a bridge I am not willing to burn to cross yet. Because if I'm being completely honest, I think that mom and dad would throw me out if I came back. That, or they think it was some sick joke or something like that. I don't know.
They've only gotten worse in the 4 years that you've been gone.
This is my surprise voice. I'm so surprised. Okay, can't you just hear all the surprise that's coming out of me?
That's the appropriate amount of surprise, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. No, Maeve. I didn't think in a few years would change. Our very stringent religious parents.
Well, I should caveat that. Look at me being a lawyer. Mom's gotten worse.
Okay, that is a surprise.
Dad, I think Dad's just gotten lonely.
If he could have a fantastic relationship with his, I don't know what term to use for Tia in relation to Dad, so I'm just gonna say my spouse. He could have, the two of them could have been building a friendship and a relationship with Tia the entire time I was gone. I don't know how much of my kids or their grandkids they missed out on. I was two when they were they were two when I was taken, so they've missed out on a bunch.
Yeah. And I have no idea how Mom will react, but you should probably know that they're no longer together.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. They had a falling out after you disappeared.
Lilith, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Look, if she didn't tell you, I think it was because she wanted to have a happy moment. But I'm the lawyer. I'm the one who brings bad news.
Don't you be throwing logic around. That's no.
Unfair.
I'm a being made of unreality. Logic is not a good thing to throw at me.
As we learned very recently elsewhere.
Can we just put that on a t-shirt?
The being of unreality, logic is not a good thing to throw at me. That's a t-shirt I would wear.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Somebody write that shit down.
I have the ability to make that a thing.
Please, I want one.
Something tells me we'll all be Venmoing Trevian some cash.
I'm a being of unreality. Don't throw logic at me.
Yes.
A being of unreality, logic is not something that should be thrown at me. The longer version makes it better.
So, I have several questions. First off, why?
To the best of my knowledge, they got into a fight over the fact that they are literally responsible for the reason they don't see most of their kids anymore.
I'm gonna guess that Dad was the one that started that.
Yeah. And he wanted to try and do whatever was necessary to reconnect with his kids. She wasn't able to put down her problems. And things fractured from there.
You know, growing up, I always thought that might happen. Not this exact, like, cut and dry, but
Like
like
it was going to happen, it was going to be in reverse.
I mean, yeah,
Mm.
I'll give you that one. But I definitely thought I knew they wouldn't be together forever. You could tell by the way that the two of them looked at each other.
I think as Dad was always the more conservative one growing up.
Mm-hmm.
That's flipped.
That's really weird. I don't know how to. Maybe I should call Dad.
Maybe it might be at least worth the conversation.
Does he still have the same number and everything?
Yeah, but he's not living at that house anymore.
Is she living at that house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Target house orbital strike.
We already said that that Frisia doesn't have the nuke yet.
And that was our.
Oh no, you just want a nice focused like disintegration
that's not a nuke situation. That's a rods from God situation.
They're neighbors.
A solid steel bar of tungsten right down there.
Neighbors might be fine.
Okay, so
pick a
C4,
spot?
not nuke.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that'll work.
Frisian's specific job was military engineer. Destroying specifically a building is definitely what he is meant to do.
That is his skill set.
All right. I'll see you when you get here. I'll make sure Tia has on pants.
I'll have my way over.
So she's going to okay, no messages from the Motley at this point.
Not yet.
So going to call her dad up.
The phone rings once, twice. Picks up on the third time. Walter Norcross.
And she hangs up. Fuck. I don't know if I can do this.
I don't know what this is, says Bologna from the stairs as she walks down, but you can do it.
Good morning. Huh. Um. You're right. I'll say you're usually right.
I'm always right.
Oh no, sweetie, no.
At least when it comes to you.
If you were any sweeter, I have to put you over pancakes.
Inky.
Okay. She's gonna take a deep breath and call back.
There's that slight bit of like confusion, maybe a little bit of hesitation in the voice as it comes up again. Walter Norcross.
Hi. I don't quite know how to say this. Hi, Dad.
Hey there, Cass.
Um, Look, wait, why are you not freaking out more?
There's a lot of stuff to feel right now, and honestly, I'm just happy to hear from you.
I'm glad to be here, glad to be back. I am back living with Tia in the same house. I made it back into town. It was a whole lot of bullshit I don't really want to get into. I know you've thought I've been dead for a minute, and that is the weirdest sentence I've ever had to say. No, it's not. No, it's not. I've definitely said weirder. Anyway, I've talked to Lily and I've talked to Maeve. I haven't talked to Kane or Mom yet.
Well, talking to Mom's gonna be a bit of a thing. I imagine it was probably a bit of a thing talking to me.
Yeah, it's taken a bit for me to get the courage to make the phone call. I've been back for a month.
You've always had the courage. You're the bravest one of my daughters.
That has certainly been put to the test.
And I'm sorry I didn't see that a long time ago.
Thank you. I just tried to set a good example for Kane and Lily. That's all I could do. I got Lily, or not Lily. Damn, I can't think. I've got Maeve coming over. To talk. So, I'm not gonna tie you up too long, but I wanted to say hi. And
Good to hear from you again.
love you, Dan.
Love you too. Tell that spouse of yours they're always welcome.
I will. And she's gonna hang up the phone. Um, Dad wants you to know that you're always welcome. I don't.
There's a beat as Tyr processes that statement.
Yeah, you might want to sit down. My parents got divorced. Did you know about this?
No.
Okay.
To be fair, I don't really keep up with them, but
Dad left Mom.
Not
I
what
know.
I was expecting.
I know. Apparently, he has gotten a little more progressive over the years, and Mom has dug her heels in. Their fight was about the fight that split them up was about the fact that they were the reason they weren't seeing any of their kids. So, Dad's alone and Mom's at the house, which means we can't call that place Grandma and Grandpa's anymore. Not that they really went over there all that often anyway.
Probably not ever going there again if that's the truth. That's the way it goes.
Probably not. She'll pick up her phone and fire off a text to the Motley. Let me know if anything's going down. Meeting with other sister today. Send. As Jeremy just dies in the corner.
I mean,
Joe is gonna pick up the phone when she sees that text, like, well, shit. I haven't heard from anybody either. Like, so I'm just gonna text back. Your guess is as good as mine. Send.
I have to figure out if Jackson has his phone.
Frisian
muted,
has his
Austin.
phone.
You're muted, Austin.
Like Frisian has his phone.
I was saying, given when Jackson woke up and the fact that Cassandra did this immediately after the kids dropped off at school, Jackson's probably still asleep, and Frank is plotting
Actually,
things.
that's a good point. That's a good point. This is all probably earlier.
Early in the morning.
Yeah.
Yep.
It'll be a few hours before any of that shit.
And honestly, Frank will probably be happy that everyone's gonna be busy and not in the house, and reply back, sounds good, take your time, hope things go well. Let us know if you need anything.
And then a couple of hours pass by, and then meanwhile, what's Joe up to this morning?
Something incredibly mundane, probably. Joe fell asleep reading, as in she took a book with her to bed and fell asleep reading it. And then wakes up when she turns over and it hits the floor. And it's just like, oh, yeah, reality. And hides under the covers.
Eventually, the smell of bacon starts to reach you from the other room.
Damn it, James. I'm up. I grab my book and make my way to wherever the kitchen is from where I am.
You walk out of the room into the kitchen. James, as is his habit, has pants on but no shirt. As he is making bacon and pancakes. With some eggs on the side. Just the way you like them, whichever way that is.
Scramble.
Yeah, scrambled then.
I would say be careful about the bacon grease and getting burned, but then I keep forgetting that that's not really a problem for you, is it?
Nah. One of the upsides of having scales.
Tough skin.
Yep.
All the bacon you could want.
I mean, you're not wrong.
As he picks up a still sizzling piece of bacon off of the frying pan and just
You know, some things never change.
Look, I like what I like.
God damn it. Oh. And she's just gonna like shove the plate aside, like head, book on table, head on book, just like it's like, okay, you got me out of bed, but this is it.
Make it past chapter 9.
I don't know. I think so. I've read this book so many times I couldn't tell you the chapters.
Mm.
I needed something familiar, something predictable.
As he takes your empty plate, fills it up, sets it back down next to you.
You're a persistent son of the gun, I'll give you that.
That's why I ended up marrying you.
Are you saying you wore me down?
Oh, I'm saying it wouldn't be just anybody who would keep showing up after the showing you gave me first.
I like what I like.
Yeah?
I've been rereading The Secret Garden.
How's that one hit different now?
I mean, it used to sound really nice, a place that nobody else knew about that you went to in secret and helped rebuild again, but now it's a little, the thorns covering the door a little bit too much, like going through the hedge. Just reminds me of just
Bad
reminds
memories.
me, huh?
Reminds you of bad memories.
I mean, not necessarily bad things I'd rather forget, but can't. I mean, that's just nothing good, nothing bad about them, just different.
It's par for the course. Things you want to forget, you keep remembering. You can't remember the things you wanted to.
I'm just so ready to move on. And I wish I knew what that was. At the moment, it's getting rid of fetches, but like that's not going to solve everything.
Moving on is going one step at a time.
Oh, fuck, you would say something like that. Stop with your logic, damn it. I don't like it. It's too damn early in the morning for logic.
Is it too damn early in the morning for pancakes?
It's never too late nor too early for pancake. Let's get one thing straight.
Well, then have your pancakes. Quit your fussing.
I'm not a child. And if you think I can't fuss with a mouthful of pancakes, you got another thing coming.
Corrected on both counts.
she does the very petulant, like, cutting up the pancakes and like stabbing them extra hard, just shoving like a way
too big of a piece in your mouth. Yeah.
full of your mouth and just like, are you happy now?
Very.
Take a picture, it'll last longer, doofus.
He pulls out his phone and snaps a picture.
Probably you didn't get my good side.
He'll take another one.
Yes.
It's nice to have a slow morning. Feels like a calm before the storm.
I have a hurricane.
Yep. Who knows what kind of shit's gonna go down today?
I mean, I'm a
Ding,
little
ding, 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 ding. No.
I'm a little suspicious. I could look at my phone. I hadn't heard. Last thing I heard was from Cassandra saying if they're, she's talking to her sister, her other sister. There's a lot of sister. I don't know.
That girl's got a lot of family.
Siblings, complicated. So that's what she's doing. Nobody else has responded to that, which either means a hangover or a sleep or a complete and utter catastrophe.
Frank had responded.
What time is it about now?
I would say at this point, now that she's actually gotten up and had breakfast, probably about 11-ish.
All right, about this time a text comes over the phone to the group text. That reads,
how bad is it?
I think in a panic in the panic mindset that he's in, it comes across with far more typos than would normally be the case. For Lisa is evil and needs to die.
For Lisa? Is that
for Lisa?
Yeah.
It was legitimately trying to type Frank Lisa, but that's just how it came out.
Yeah, just how it came out, yeah.
And then immediately after, that's not a joke.
What did it say again?
Fra Lisa is evil and needs to die. And then following, that is not a joke.
Joe picks up the damn phone and calls Marlena.
Okay.
Are you just gonna leave it at that, Sunshine?
Hold on, I'm deciding if she's picking up.
She's answering.
I'm gonna say it anyway.
It gets to where you almost think it's about to go to voicemail.
I ain't afraid of voicemail. Bring it.
And the phone picks up, and immediately, did I stutter?
Well, morning to you, Sunshine. I'm not the one you're mad at. Would you care to explain what's going on?
Oh, sure. I would love to explain this. So Lisa decided to kidnap me into the hedge. That's all that needs to be said.
And just immediately, like, Joe goes from being like the daughter-like figure, the sassy daughter-like figure, to like, oh my god, Marlena.
I'm fine. I just need to kill something right now. Or at the very least, someone needs to stop me from killing something. Because
Okay.
if I get within arm's reach, I may not have had it at the moment, but I have my gun now. And if that psycho gets within the sight of me, I will use however many bullets it takes until they are no longer inside of me.
That is completely fair. And
Is
I
this on
understand.
speaker, or are you just having the conversation?
You know what? Let's throw it on speaker.
That's what I said. So that James can listen in.
Marlena, nobody would blame you for that. I'm not.
Wow.
Will you
Thanks.
let me finish?
I'm not there.
Will you let me fucking finish?
You're very much not there, otherwise you'd already be dead.
Sorry, nothing pisses me off worse. Just let me finish a damn statement before you judge what the hell I'm about to say. Nobody would blame you for defending yourself against somebody who has done something without your consent that has sent your panic and crossed your boundaries. I am with you 100%. I understand.
Well, thank you.
That's I'm not even gonna play devil's advocate here. I understand. So my guess is, since you just now found your gun, that Frank and or Lisa is still
Alive?
around.
Somewhere. I don't know where. The last time I saw them, and I do mean them,
Yes.
because we were in the hedge.
Yes.
They had opened up a door to I don't even know where. I did not look. Fortunately, Frisian was managed to I don't know, something bless that boy, but he managed to open the door back to my place, from my place. And I went through, the door got shut, and we're here, they aren't.
Okay.
James speaks up. Either of you two feel a rope snap in the back of your minds?
Sorry, what?
Excuse me?
Digging up old history, but one of the things that I was used for on the other side was scaring folks into breaking deals. The snapping of a pledge is a thing that everyone involved can feel when it happens. At least as far as I've understood. And y'all have a pledge to not intentionally harm each other.
Is Frank in on that? Did we ever swear?
Yep.
Did we swear? Okay, we did. Okay.
There's not much sound coming from the other side of the phone right now.
That was a Katie question. That was not it.
Yeah.
Which means that if the pledge hasn't snapped, whatever they did, I'm not saying it didn't absolutely cross your boundaries and cause you pain. The intent was not to cause you harm. Because if it was, that pledge would have snapped like that.
I haven't heard anything from Valona as of yet. But I do know there's 3 fetches up for grabs if you really want to take your anger out on something. And not break a pledge.
And the breaking of a pledge comes with a drawback. It's not a thing that anyone really wants to do lightly. Not only does it leave a mark that can be picked up by other changelings and the Fae, it also tends to poison whatever benefit the boon of the pledge had given and reverse it back onto its victim.
Right. Well, if all I have to say is y'all best find a if we want to if um you know what, I'm going to stay where I am. If you happen to come across those psychopaths, that is up to you. I strongly suggest you do not bring them to my home.
I'm not bringing anybody anywhere. I'm not seeking anybody out. And I would not cross your boundaries like that.
Thank you.
It's plain and simple.
All right. Well, I am physically fine ish. I'm having a mental health day.
Right. So
I hear that's a thing these days. So I am going to have a day like that.
You know
As
what?
near as I can tell, that's just a day where you get completely intoxicated. So that's what I'm doing. So you have a wonderful.
That's not strictly the definition of a mental health day.
Yeah, normally it's a day where you take care of your mental health and avoid doing things that stress you or cause you problems.
You're not.
You and I just said the exact same thing.
You're not making an argument for sobriety, James. Shut up.
No, see, the thing is, the lack of sobriety is going to cause you problems when it wears off.
Don't let it wear off.
It's going to wear off.
It will. I mean, unless you're about to tell me that something has changed between now and last night, and there is some negative consequence besides a hangover.
Not that I know of, aside from the fact that if Bologna's contact gets back to us, we're going to have to push any activities we're going to do there back a day.
You're right.
Which is absolutely fine. If people need to take a day, we can push it back a day. We've waited
Nope. We are not waiting 1 minute longer than is appropriate and safe to wait to resolve your situation.
I mean, what's another day?
Another day, which is unacceptable. It is another day.
That doesn't seem like taking a mental health day. That seems like throwing yourself into other people's problems to stop thinking about your own.
Oh no, believe me, if I had the option I would, if I had the option between just about anything else and obliterating my thought processes right now, I would choose obliterating my thought processes. However, there is nothing more important to me than seeing that you are no longer denied that which is rightfully yours in every sense of that word. I can get mildly dizzy. And that will wear off well in time for us to do what we need to do.
That's even assuming that Tyr has the information we need today.
Also that.
Uh,
If there is some phone call at some point of, sorry, it's gonna take an extra day, just please let me know.
will do.
Wonderful.
It's at that point,
Oh,
over at Cassandra's place.
Yep.
That Tyr gets a text and looks down at it. Oh, Fixer got the info we need. So I guess that'll be on for later tonight.
Well, as the recipient of the news, I do believe you get to be the one to. Right, never mind. She will text the Motley that Fixer has provided the goods.
Doop doop. Well, fuck.
And with that, that's where we're going to end for the week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.